everybody, and welcome to another edition of Offscript by It's All Fun and Games. Today, we're going to be chatting all about the Metroid Prime 3 and such.
And
right, Matt?
and others, yeah.
And others, thank you. I am the host for the evening, afternoon, morning, whenever it is that you're listening to this, Melvin Rodriguez. And I am joined by the always sexy voice in the business, Mr. Matthew Howard.
Hello.
Hello, Matt. So we're coming to the grand conclusion of the Metroid Prime Trilogy.
Correct.
Is it going to be a trilogy anymore, given that Metroid Prime 4 is going to come out?
Well, the spoiler alert, but Prime 3 wraps up kind of the story to this point, because where we left off, we still had that kind of overarching mystery of where are these comets spreading Phazom coming from.
Yeah.
So my belief, at least, is that Prime 4 is going to start a new story, kind of removed from all that, but we will see.
Okay, that would make more sense. A nice trilogy there, expand the universe. A little bit of a God of War situation would have been so bad. But in any case, okay. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time, let Matt tell you what Offscript is all about.
All right, so Offscript is a series in which we take a franchise or a game that one of us knows very well and the other does not or has never even played. The person who knows the series or game well will compile a group of screenshots that take you through the plot of the game, and using whatever knowledge they picked up just from being around the internet, from being a part of the gaming community, as well as the screenshots given to them, the other person will have to do their best to reconstruct the plot of the game. So in this case, we already did Metroids 1 to 4, we already did Metroid Prime 1 and 2, and in this episode we are covering the remainder of the Prime games, so Hunters, Prime 3, and Federation Force. Yeah, and Melvin is going to be reconstructing the plot based on information I have given him.
Exactly. So I'm the dummy here. Matt is the expert. I only played, out of all these games, just to give a little bit of context, I have only played Metroid Prime Hunters, the demo on the DS. So not even the full thing or anything like that. But if you remember buying that beautiful chunk of brick that was the Nintendo DS, the gray one, and you either had Picture Chat or you had Metroid Prime Hunters demo, because I did not have enough money to buy Mario 64 DS at the time. So that's as much as I know. So obviously, big spoiler warning here. If you haven't played any of these games, we're going to go heavily into their story.
Yeah.
So if you really want to go and try to tag them off yourself, grab that notebook, right? Grab that pen and paper, grab that a sticky note so you can put it on top of your head and write down the timestamp right now. So that when you actually go and play those, which I know you won't, you come back here and you listen to the story together as we go through this. Because, come on, Metroid Dread is going to come out and you're going to tell me that you're going to play everything before it comes out? No, you're not. Let's be honest here. So just hang out with us. Have a fun time. Okay, so let's get started here.
Yeah, so we're going to break our own rules a bit for Prime Hunters. So technically, this should have come between Metroid Prime 1 and 2. It doesn't really matter whether it comes before or after Prime 2, but I'll just clarify that. I'm mostly putting it here because it split up the slides a bit better. But for Prime Hunters, because there aren't a lot of cutscenes, I decided I was going to give Melvin an overview of the start of the game. So that being a transmission gets sent out across like the whole galaxy that says, hey, the secrets to like ultimate power are in like this specific system, and no one knows where it came from, but we do know that this system used to be lived in by this ancient race of aliens whose name I forget. And Samus gets sent to look into it by the Federation, but alongside Samus, there are 6 other bounty hunters, each with their own goals and motivations, being sent by different people or going of their own accord. And I've given Melvin a screenshot of each of them, and just based on their character design, he is going to try and tell me like what the deal with these guys is. So that's where we're
Okay.
going to start with hunters.
All right, let's start with that. Before we get started, though, because I forgot to say, remember, you can catch this episode on any podcast service, including Spotify. If you want to go in Apple Podcasts and leave us a review, I will greatly appreciate it. But I just want you to be there with us when you can. And if you want to follow along with all the screenshots that Matt is talking about, those will be part of the YouTube video. So if you're gonna go and watch along with us, or if you want to just kind of get a mental picture, I'm gonna try to describe it to you, or you can go in the description of the episode and you will get all the slides for you to actually tag along with. All right. All right. Let's go to each of this. So we got Psylux to begin with. Look at that. Like, it's the even know how can you even see with this helmet? That's my first question that you get to see here. So obviously we got Psylux. This guy looks like, I don't know, somebody from what's that movie that had the giant mechs that people control with their bodies.
Pacific Rim.
And yeah, Pacific Rim. It looks like a character from Pacific Rim.
I think they look
And
more like they're from Tron to me.
oh, I guess yeah, the neon yellow that he has on his helmet. It's pretty cool. So it apparently species is unknown, and the origin is Psyllosis. I don't know what that even means, so that doesn't help me at all. This guy is like the steel type. I'm gonna put them like Pokemon type. So his whole motive behind this is his whole planet was wiped out by a plague, and the only way that he could survive was to transition his mind into a robotic being. And now he goes up in the galaxy hunting the responsible from destroying his planet.
All right, nice.
All right. Should I go through all of them first and
Uh,
then give it the?
sure. All right. Yeah, I can correct you after each one, I guess. So
Yeah.
Psylux, species is unknown. This is kind of like the big enigma of the game. We don't really know much about Psylux, but we know that the suit they have is stolen from the Federation, and in their little intro cutscene on the top screen here, they're actually fighting Federation soldiers, and their actual motives are a complete mystery. They're the one kind of most mysterious character in this game that we don't really find out what their motives are.
I will say the Federation the suits have gotten skinnier by the game. Because I remember they used to look like big chunky Gears of War characters. Now they looks like a skin tight suit. It's what it looks like now. All right, moving right along, we got Weevil. I mean, it looks like with the name you can kind of see it looks like an armor bug. You have even the little horns and the little helmet. Like imagine expanding the Master Chief visor, and that's what the helmet looks like because it doesn't have the and and he has like a laser sword coming out of his forearm.
Yeah,
So that looks pretty cool.
I think we saw
Uh,
something like that in the last episode.
did we? Oh my gosh, you're gonna make. Oh wait, is this part of the moth looking people? Maybe this is one of their warriors. You know what I mean?
Well, it
Now
does
that
say species on the top
oh, it
there.
does say right. Cybernetic space pirate. Never mind. Origins unknown. So this is part. So I'm guessing this is just one of those legendary space pirates. So you got Ridley with legendary, right? He hasn't won a single fight against Samus. Omega lol. Uh, but this guy is part of that group of really elite cyber warriors. So this is a pirate that was previously that can communicate with everybody else. But this is the pirate that actually wins fights,
Hmm?
but it has never faced Samus before. So they need to get into a ring together and battle it out. And obviously, he has watched Star Wars Episode 1 because apparently he likes spot racing. That's what the bottom image looks like.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's Weevil.
So yeah, you are right. He is a space pirate. That was clearly printed on the screenshot. So good job. Um,
Thank you.
they have fought Samus before. They were actually a normal space pirate who Samus defeated in the first game, and the remains of their body kind of got put into this mechanical suit, and this is how they survive. So they're kind of like almost Darth Vadery. Now they're mostly machine, and Yep. So they're going for the ultimate power on behalf of the space pirates, obviously, and the screen is also them being chased by the cops. You can kind of see the red and blue
Oh,
sirens
okay.
on all the things behind them.
To be fair, this is DS quality, so.
Yeah, it's not very good quality screenshots. I'll give you that.
All right, we got Noxus, a purple covenant-looking spider. Species Vhozon. How do you say it?
I would
Boson?
say boson.
Boson. And the origins is Bo. Like, okay, so they come from Bo, so they call him the bosons. Nice. He actually looks like a spaceship. It actually looks like just a Samus spaceship. And given this image, is either he's on top of an iceberg or he is literally launching into the sky with a propeller, or somebody from his species launching into the sky. I don't know. He looks very cybernetic. Everybody that we have seen so far looks very cybernetic. But obviously, big, beefy, tanky person. He's gonna be the one launching lasers. I don't know his motive. He doesn't seem too angry. He's one of the most pacifist-looking enemies that I have seen
Okay.
so far.
Okay.
So I do feel like he turns into a ball based on the lower left corner where there's a ball looking like him. And I feel like he's being chased by the police for the wrong motives. He actually has a nice peaceful family that he's fighting for, but he's been chasing down as an innocent boson his entire life. So now he needs to redeem, and in order to do that, and in order to save his family, but if his daughter probably has a disease or some sort. So now he has to go in and to get the medicine and the money for it. Obviously, he has to become a villain.
Okay. Well, you are kind of on the right track with them being probably, I would say, the least villainous of these other hunters. The Vozon are kind of these extremist galactic peacekeepers. So they're very like lawful good, and they live on an ice planet. He's got ice powers, and he's going after the ultimate power just to prevent anyone else from using it because they don't want it falling into the wrong hands.
All right, not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah, that was all right.
Oh my gosh, it's the ultimate edgelord, Trace. We got species Kraken
Kraken,
and
yeah.
origins Kraken Empire. When I'm telling you he's the ultimate edgelord, all I see is a pile of bodies and he's standing on top of them with a guitar. What it looks like the metal, the big heavy music or heavy metal. Sorry, and he is all red and very pointy. His head, imagine one of those slimes, but stretched out and very pointy and red with a big red eye in the middle and a big red eye on the tummy. That's what Trace looks like. So this is like the ultimate killer. It's just chaos. I think it's like the Joker. He just wants to fight and destroy anything in his power and just create a rock concert on top of all the piles of body that he's been able to rack up over the years.
All right.
That's
Well,
Trace.
I can kind of see the guitar silhouette you're talking about, but he definitely does not have a guitar. Um, you are right though. These Krickens are basically like a hive mind, is my understanding, and they're just sort of like mindlessly conquering planets for because that's just their nature. That's why they have this Kricken empire where they just like, yeah, the individuals will go off on these sort of like lone missions to prove themselves, and that is why Trace is going to get the ultimate power for his empire.
This next one is Spire. It reminds me of the Gorons you see in the environment around them. Although it has a sea, like a flaming sea. I don't know, Calgary Flames. Maybe he likes hockey. Uh, but in the picture itself, it instead of, it's not fire. It's really just rock, like minerals coming out of his suit, and the head itself is like a one of those pots where you cook onion. That's what his helmet looked like, and with two eyes on it. So this is like the unit of
Yeah.
this whole crew, like the big powerful powerhouse. He all he cares about is being the strongest he can possibly be, and he doesn't want anybody else to beat him in terms of weightlifting at the gym, doing those deadlifts. That's spy. Oh wait, and his species is diamond. Oh, it makes sense.
Diamond or
And
something. Yeah, it's hard to
Diamond
read. They put orange
and
text on
the
his orange spikes.
yeah, not the best UX. Origins Mondrios. Sure, I don't know what that is, but
Yeah.
I'm sticking with my backstory.
So Spire is the last of his race. He doesn't know where all the other members are, and he is just trying to find answers about what happened to them and is going after any lead he can get. So that was kind of like the backstory you gave Psylux, but
Kinda, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
All right,
okay. So
one
here we
more.
go. The Candin Caden
Candon. Candon.
Candon. Thank you. Species Anoima. Holy, I cannot read these names. And origins as sinister laboratory. Oh, okay, so this is the obviously we got the evil scientist in the lower picture, like kind of brewing him, making it. This guy looks like I don't know. It has some like Egyptian vibes to me, like those Egyptian
Mm.
gods. That movie from X-Men, the one that came out with the blue
Oh
guy.
yeah, the Apocalypse, I think.
Apocalypse, I believe that's his name. Yes, that's what the vibe that he gives me. Except he's not blue. He's like gold and green, like a
Yeah.
snake. Um, he was brute. He's a laboratory experiment
Okay.
that went wrong, and he became a hybrid. Not a hybrid, but like a sentient. And I have feelings too. So screw you, master. So he always kill his master, and now he's trying to find his purpose in the world or in the galaxy.
All right. Yeah, you're basically dead on with that. He's a lab
Oh,
experiment. We don't know who created him, but he destroyed the lab where he was created and is just off to cause chaos, do his own thing. But
there we
yeah,
go.
good
Okay, I
job.
got one of like what, seven,
One of six.
six. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
nice. All right, so now we
So
got a bit more just to get into how this game ends, and then we'll get to Prime 3.
I mean, all I get here is they're all cheering, like they're champagne. They're in the middle of a wedding or something, and they all seem to be happy about whatever they're doing. So maybe they're about to. This is the final scene where they're about to like put the final blow on Samus, but Samus becomes Super Saiyan and destroys them all. That's like the feeling that I'm getting out of the screenshot.
Right.
Yeah, and in the next screenshot, it seems like that's the case. Look at that. Everybody was cheering, and they all got their like tentacles sucked into them, or either their energy, their life form is being sucked in, or they were literally about to go against this a giant being, and they just got defeated. Yeah, they're being. It looks like again something is pushing them out. There's a tube, a glowing tube in the middle of them, in their torso of each and every one of them, and it seems like their life force is being sucked in, which putting all their souls together, they form this gigantic monster that is about to fight Samus. Now, I'm guessing, just like in Naruto, where they're taking out. Oh no, I'm not gonna say. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. That's spoilers. But just if you know, there's a big statue in Naruto. You know what it does if you watched it, and that's basically what this statue is all about. They're sucking. So we're sucking the life energy out of all the six members, and it becomes this giant being, the most powerful being in the whole galaxy. Hopefully, better than Ridley. Samus obviously has to like destroy it. She is wearing her good old suit, but she's either. I feels like she's holding a glowing rock, and I'm guessing this is gonna be the new source of her abilities. And wait, well, maybe that okay. That's the final screenshot. So my guess is that after she defeats this thing, this remaining piece comes out of it, and she's analyzing, and maybe this will be a power up that she will get towards Metroid Prime 3.
Okay, yeah. So basically, all that happens in Hunters is you go around to different planets, you fight the other hunters, you find them like fighting each other as well in a few cases. Um, but when you get to the final area, they're all shooting at this big orb, and then these tentacles come out of it, grab them all, absorb their energy, and it turns out the original transmission was sent out by this weird monster guy who just wanted power and wanted to draw them here so they could absorb their energy or something. Samus kills it. In that final screenshot, she's not holding that in the top screen. That's just the villain exploding.
Oh, Okay, it seemed like a weird screenshot right there. I don't.
Yeah. Something
Okay,
something from Hunters may be important, but we will have to continue on to find out.
all right. So let's get into Metro Prime 3. It's called Corruption.
Yes.
What a edgy title. All right, this is the one in the Wii now, right? We're in the
Yep.
Wii era.
We're in the Wii era.
Wii 2007. Well, look at us. So the first screenshot that we see, the main theme for this one is black and blue and dark
Yeah.
blue. So the first
And what
screenshot
else
that we
is
see
blue?
is
What else is blue?
Fusion was blue. I remember that.
Yeah, but what in
Where
Prime has been blue?
what in
Something
Prime
something
has been
important.
blue?
Some important
Oh,
material. Phazon.
the toxin, the
Phazon,
toxin
yeah.
thing. Phazon, right? So we are here in the first image, and we see kind of like a structure that it has been all enveloped in Phazon, and this seems to be one center incubation tube that seems to be like buried, the prevalent, the most shiny, and that seems to be the biggest source of Phazon that we see. And out of that cocoon, freaking Dark Samus comes out again because what's dead may never die. So we obviously know that at the end of Prime 2, Samus fights Dark Samus, and we see like the internals of Dark Samus. That was pretty freaking awesome. I thought that Dark Samus was dead, but apparently came back. My guess is that Phazon is all connected the same way that a hive mind is connected. So the
Okay.
moment that one Dark Samus got destroyed, it started incubating another one. Like this whole Phazon situation is not just a substance; it's actually a species.
All right.
All right. So I move on to the next screenshot. That was the beginning, and we see GFS Olympus, which is a giant spaceship. I'm guessing this is part of the Federation, and they're obviously investigating what the heck are these comets all about. Where is all this green Phazon coming out? Samus arrives with her awesome spaceship to figure out to get a status report. See what all this money that the tax money have been put into with this federation. I don't even know if this is a governmental institution, but I'm gonna assume it is. And we got a marine in the middle of the screenshot here, and it says, "You should probably get going. Admiral Dane does not like to be kept waiting." Dane does not seem familiar, so maybe there's a new
That's a new
tough
one.
guy a new top guy at the helm of this new federation. As she comes into, oh my, what the frick am I looking at? Imagine going into the admiral's office. There's a big table, and standing there is a big blue guy, which we'd never seen before, or I don't recall from seeing before. And there's like a C-3PO like robot with a brain sticking out of the top of its head. But it's for sure it's a robot. Maybe it's just a human like a human mind controlling a robot, but it is there. And they're both insanely tall compared to Samus. Either Samus is 4'9" and everybody else is that, but they're actually pretty tall. I don't know who they are. I'm gonna assume that just like in other sci-fi movies, the humans ally themselves with other species, and this is one of them, like the Covenant. Well, the Covenant wasn't really an alliance in Halo, but you know what I mean. Afterwards, it was an alliance. And the admiral, what the frick? Why are there two Samuses in this picture?
There were actually 3 new characters in that previous screenshot.
Oh my! I didn't know there was another Samus. Okay, so we got the two people. There's the admiral in the middle. It's kind of back facing us, but it's facing them. And there seems to be 2 Samus suits in now. We on top of the blue guy and the droid that we saw.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is with Disney Sam, but they're either showing Samus her new suit, and it's like, you know what? Every single game we have to make an excuse of why you lose your powers, so just get into that suit that's brand new, or we got, like you are way too valuable. We replicated your DNA and your suit's DNA because remember the suit actually has some sort of organic matter, and you are too you don't listen to me, so I'm gonna use this Samus to help us out. This next picture, I'm guessing the admiral's explaining what's going on, and he says, "Before I begin the briefing, let me introduce 242, the flagship's Aurora unit." Is this like Cortana, like an AI? that's supposed to
Does
like
it
help
does
him
it
out a bit.
remind you of anything else from
A Metroid.
Metroid?
It looks like a yeah. It looks like a Metroid to me, like a
Okay,
holographic Metroid.
okay.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Um, so the next thing is, but necessary. You see, 7 days ago we discovered that all Aurora units were infected with an unknown virus. Aurora. What the frick is an Aurora? Um,
Maybe look at the previous screenshot again and look at
of
what he's saying
when
there.
the admiral is looking at all of them at the same time.
No, when he says, "Let me introduce 242, the flagship's Aurora unit."
Okay, so the Flexus Aurora unit. Like there's something going on. I mean, all I see is like a different angle on the same Aurora unit.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the Federation likes to play on the gray zone. So they took they're trying to extract the intelligence out of the Metroid, and they created what is called the Aurora unit, and now they're being infected by this virus. I'm probably completely wrong on that because there's something going on, but I'm gonna with that. Unit 242 was the first Aurora unit to receive the vaccine. We were able to completely purge the virus. Oh my gosh, this hits home. Um, there's so apparently with the help of the Aurora units, I'm guessing this is the Metroids, they were able to find a cure against the Saffron. The Saffron again?
Phazon.
Phazon. I don't know why I call it Saffron. Phazon that has been infecting all the different universes with these mysterious comments. And then he goes on and starts explaining. Oh, what the? Okay, the other Samus disappears, and now we got this purple alien lady. My guess is not. She's actually, now that I see, it's not necessarily another suit. She's a clone. She can actually copy other people, like
Like a
Mystique,
shapeshifter.
like shapeshifter. Yeah, like Mystique
Yeah.
from X-Men. So now they have these four. The core. Remember how we had all the bad guys before in the hunters? Now we got the core unit here. And so in the text in here it says the pirates boarded the Valhalla and gained access to the ship's Aurora Unit 313. So obviously the pirates love this connection with the Metroids and they love to be involved even though they haven't done any significant side effect to this side of the story. So, but now they are actually captured the Aurora's unit and obviously now they need to retrieve it. We must rid the other Aurora units of that virus and bring the network back online. Okay, sorry, that took a moment of silence there for me to really process this. Like, what are the
Lots of
freaking
proper
Aurora
nouns in
units?
this game, yeah.
Yeah, what are Aurora units? We must rid of other Aurora units of the virus and bring the network back online. So there is some sort of network, and in order to like, it seems to be more more of an online network than it is a sentient being, just like the Metroids are. Apparently, they're all corrupted with the virus, but they can use the vaccine to actually help them. But given that the space virus captured them, now they need to help them out. All right, so something is invading the ship now. In this picture, we see the admiral. The hologram of the Aurora unit is being covered by red text saying emergency, basically, and the text, the closed caption, it says condition red. All personnel to combat ready stations. Repeat, condition red. We got the 4 unit, the bounty hunters here in the universe, and they're about to do something is invading the ship. And my guess is a Black Samus or Dark Samus attempting to attack this the new unit.
Okay, so
Oh,
I'll help you
okay.
out here because
Thank
there
you.
was a lot a lot in this first section. So yeah, you're right. Dark Samus appears in another pod. I don't quite remember if we figure out where this is. We probably do, and I just forgot, but it doesn't really matter. Um, Samus is reporting in to the Galactic Federation on their flagship, the Olympus. So, yep, she docks, goes to meet with Admiral Dane, and meets the other 3 bounty hunters who are under the Federation. So we have Rundus is the big blue guy. He's got ice powers. Gore is the robot. I believe he was human originally, but he's basically just like a brain now inside a robot. And Gondreda is the shapeshifter lady. So
Okay.
Dane is giving them a briefing. So this hologram is actually like the Aurora units are like supercomputers, and they're actually based on Mother Brain. Because Mother Brain was like an artificial AI intelligence, and the Aurora units are a very similar thing. So the Federation has created a bunch of these supercomputers and are basically using them as their network. But this one ship, the Valhalla, got attacked by space pirates, and they infected the AU with a virus, which then spread to the other AUs. But the Galactic Federation managed to purge the virus from this one. And they're saying now what they need to do is purge the virus from the other ones as well. And yeah, at that point, the ship gets attacked, and we'll continue from there.
All right. So in this next screenshot, we got a Marine down, and he says, "I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Get down to your ship. Go." Obviously, at this point, the Federation flagship Olympus is being attacked. Samus rushes in to help out the rest of the Marines, but she has to go in her get to her ship and start battling it out. But instead, she's a coward, so she runs away instead of fighting everybody else. I don't even know who attacked it. We don't know that yet. There's no indication of that. But she basically goes, and after the Federation attacks it, obviously she needs to go into this particular place where, well, the Valhalla was attacked. So we're not going to Valhalla yet. This new planet is called Norion.
Yeah, so this planet was in the background when we saw the Olympus earlier. So this is like the planet that's right by them. Oh, no, it's not in the background. Sorry. I didn't get a shot of Norion in the background.
So my guess is like the enemy forces overpowered the Olympus, and she literally had to evacuate. Although it's not the end of the game. You know that she always destroys everything at the end of the game. So something happened at the beginning now. So we get back to Norion to regroup and get our forces back together, and we meet with another Marine. And this Marines, like I'm telling you, they're getting skinnier by the second. And this Marine, the closed caption in here says, "We need you and the other hunters to get the generators back online and restore power to the cannons so we can repulse this assault." So obviously they're still fighting, and they had a base in Notion, but they need the power to come back online to actually use the cannons. So they go in, they help out. This next screenshot that we see here is the blue guy doing a bunch of his ice powers to freeze a lot of the what looks like natives worms that are part of this. I don't know. It looks like some weird creatures that are coming out of here. But this guy's like, "I'm like Todoroki from Hero Academia. Let me show you my ass powers." Boom, and like it freezes all those monsters. Oh wow. Okay, and then we jumping into something else. So that's all they needed to bring the power back online. And
This is still the same scene. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it's the same scene. Why are we in space now? We are in space, and there seems to be like a purple black hole kind of. It might be just the planet, and there is a ship on it. My guess is like it's actually a portal, and ships are either the Olympus is being extracted or new ships are arriving to attack the Olympus. I'm guessing it's the other way around, because now we see in this next screenshot we see the planet in the background, and we see an alien looking beetle with a little feet coming out of it, and my guess is that we're starting to get a little bit of a glimpse of who is responsible for all this Phazom everywhere. As we head down back to Notion, the planet that we were before, we see there is now one of the, I believe it's the blue guy, is being attacked by electricity, and other things are starting to attack it. So now the alien beings are coming down the planet to defend and bring the assault down to them. And in this next screenshot, we see another Marine talking to Samus, and the closed caption says, "Samus, and with the PED Delta unit, my Phazom enhanced weaponry should be able to hold off any more trouble. I'll guard this area while you head on to the next generator." It's like humans never learn. You know what I mean? When you see something bad, why would you use it? You know what I mean? You're really playing with fire. At this point, you're gonna be infected somehow, Marine. I'm sorry. Like you can use the enhancer, but you're gonna be freaking dead in a second. Oh, look at it! Look who it is. We are the next screenshot. We see we're still in Ocean. We are in first person view from Samus's point of view, and we see a shadowy pterodactyl looking creature coming down. Who do you think it is? Freaking Ridley coming back to making a comeback, trying to do something about this. And obviously Ridley's gonna lose because he never wins. Um, as this next screenshot, we see is that Ridley? It's hard to okay. This one is hard to figure out. So I think there's two separate creatures, and or there's a creature coming out of a mech suit. So either one of those. So there's like a mech suit on the right side, and on the left side there seems to be kind of like a purple, black, grayish monster coming out of it. Doesn't look like Ridley. It might be another monster joining the battle. As we move forward, Samus makes her way into the planet, into the compound that they have in order to power up the ship, and she escorts the brain robot looking guy into the ship, and obviously that's the brain of the operation, so it's the one actually turning on the power. As he's trying to power up the unit, a gigantor monster comes down and starts destroying everything. In this screenshot we see what looks like a big monster, like a big beetle again, but with four arms, and he actually has fingers. And we see in the middle there's a bridge, but a small bridge where Samus is curled up in her ball, and the monster is crushing the tunnel where she's actually heading or coming from. As we go in this next screenshot, what the actual heck? Okay,
I'll just tell you that these are space pirates to save
okay.
the confusion. Yeah.
It look because so in this screenshot it seems like two space pirates are fighting together, but one of them looks like Samus. Like it seems like one of them has a cannon for an arm, and also has like the overall shape of Samus. Why are they fighting each other? That's the main thing. If you look at the space pirates on the left, it looks like it's being more enhanced, more infected by Phazom than the one on the right. Doesn't mean that the one on the right doesn't have any, but the one on the left seems to have a lot more blue, like shiny blue arteries in it.
Okay.
So my guess is like, okay, Phazom is starting to take control. That Marine, you're about to be dead. Oh, never mind. I forgot that it's a phase shifter and all of this. So that battle between the two space pirates is the purple alien that can actually phase shift. And in the closed caption of this picture says, "Space Pirate Grey is definitely not my style." There we go. So obviously it was her who was shapeshifting, fighting out the space pirate invasion. And oh, here we go. The almighty Ridley comes down from a big elevator shaft. This screenshot actually, I like it. I like this perspective of it. So in the lower right, we see Samus looking up into a big elevator shaft, and at the top of the elevator shaft, you see the shape and the roar of Ridley coming down to really have the one-on-one with Samus once again. And that's all we need to know, really, because it really lost. Let's just be honest here. Completely lost. But so in this next screenshot, we see the ice guy forming a ice path towards the surface. It's something. It probably with Ridley coming in, everything is collapsing, so he's making his way up to help the rest of the squad. And yes, in the next screenshot, we see that the ice guy and the shape-shifting alien kind of are talking together, and the closed caption says, "Hey, relax. We're the good guys. Justice will prevail," and all the good stuff, right, Samus? I'm guessing that's the purple alien that's saying this.
That's the blue guy, actually.
Oh, it's the blue guy. Never mind that.
Yeah.
In the next screenshot, you think we're gonna be done with bad guys right now? This is like an all-out war that is happening right now. Freaking Dark Samus comes down and joins the battle, just like in Smash. So in this next screenshot, what the actual heck? Okay, In this next screenshot, we see Samus in the middle, blue guy, but ice guy on the left.
Yeah.
Left of him is the purple alien, and an absolute unit of a brain robot that we see now. It obviously either its ability to like change the brain up to a different machine, or that little machine robot body that it has can actually morph into this. Imagine the Hulkbuster. That's what this looks like. A gigantic thing, a unit. Samus looks like a peanut compared to everybody in this screenshot. Obviously, they're all getting ready to fight Dark Samus here. But Dark Samus, you think that you can beat me once? No, sir. You beat me once, you don't beat me twice. I've been in a cocoon all this entire time. You know what I learned in the cocoon? Electric powers. So it basically electrocutes the everybody in the battle, and they just can't get enough. Dark Samus is just too powerful at this point. All of them in the next screenshot are basically belly down, except for Samus, like it's facing up, but they're all laying down, obviously being knocked back by the powerful attack from Dark Samus. At this point, just as a last resort, Samus goes in to the keyboard, the panel where they're gonna launch the cannons, and she goes in, presses the button, and manages to launch a gigantic beam into the sky and shoot one of the. Oh, this actually looks like the Reapers from Mass Effect. So yeah, imagine the Reapers from Mass Effect, and that's actually what Samus just shot out of the sky. Is one of those the spaceships, and I'm guessing the spaceships are like the comets that are coming out, and this is where Dark Samus actually joined the battle. And yeah, that you wanna recap there because we're getting into 1 month later.
Yep. All right. So yeah, they actually tell Samus and like the bounty hunters to get to the surface, to leave the Olympus. So you run through the Olympus for a while, fight some space pirates, but ultimately your goal is heading to Norian, because that's where the majority of the assault is happening. They tell you to get the generators back online. Rundus shows up and shoots 2 space pirate ships out of the sky as his little introduction. Very cool. But then we get a cutaway to, this portal opening up in space. And this one singular thing comes out of it. And this is actually our first look at one of the comets. And it's headed straight for Norian. So it's going to do to Norian what was done to Talon and Aether in the previous games, if they don't stop it. So this guy getting electrocuted, this is actually like the Marine with his Phazon enhanced suit. He's powering up, and you can see like it's not a very good image, but he basically just destroyed a whole bunch of space pirates, and you can see one of their bodies. It's kind of like blue now, but it's flying away in the background.
I thought he was the one being electrocuted for.
No, this is him powering up. So like you walk out onto this scene of like the space pirates beating all these Galactic Federation guys, and then the one remaining guy activates his like powers and just takes them all out. And then he tells you what his deal is, that he's Phazon enhanced. This Ridley scene I love because this isn't even a cutscene. This just happens like during gameplay. Like the Marine guy is just like, what the heck is that? And you look up and Ridley just like swoops in overhead while you're running around, and you can see him like off breathing fire at something in the distance. It's really good. So this next shot is actually Gore in his big mech suit that you saw later on. He's fighting a big space pirate. They're having a big punch out here. So he kills this pirate and then like steps out of his suit and tells you some stuff before sending you on your way. Gore's whole kind of gimmick is that he's very like calm and calculated normally, but when he gets into his suit, because he like interfaces with it as a machine, his whole personality changes and he gets very like aggressive. So that Hulk comparison was pretty apt actually. Like he's smart when he's a little droid guy, but when he gets into his mech, he gets angry and murdery. This next shot, so this is actually Ridley. Just while you're like rolling through one of these passages, Ridley just comes down and like clamps down on it and you have to use your bombs to get him to let go and let you through. This is another thing that just happens in
Oh,
gameplay without any cutscene, and it's great.
that's cool.
Yeah, and then, yep, Gendreda is impersonating a space pirate. So you walk into a room with a bunch of space pirates, and then one of them just takes out all the other ones, transforms into Gandreda, and she's like, I don't know how to use machines. You take care of this. So Samus gets the
The
other
expert.
generator back online, but Ridley shows up. This is a really cool Ridley fight. You're basically just falling down a big tube for the whole battle. While shooting at each other, and then you beat Ridley, and Rundis like comes down. He's actually grabbing Samus here. You can sort of see her near the bottom
Oh yeah.
and like helping her
Okay.
out of this big tube. So then you've activated the generators, so they're taking up the elevator to go activate the cannons. Rundis is being pretty chill, and Dark Samus shows up. They have a bit of a scuffle, and then Dark Samus uses this big Phazon blast that knocks them all out, and leaves. But Samus does regain conscious just enough to go activate the cannon, and it destroys the comet before Norian can be hit by it. And then Samus passes out for 1 month, and that brings us to
A month later. All right. So 1 month later, the first screenshot that we see is a electric panel that shows kind of Samus's vitals, but it has a big red tag saying status corrupted. She's coming to. Can you hear me, Samus? So something in her being is being corrupted right now, given the title of the game. Uh, so she's talking to some human. I'm guessing that's some sort of scientist or doctor, and she's saying to Samus, "At the end of the battle, we found you and the other hunters all unconscious. Our medical examinations then yielded surprising results. Your bodies are now somehow self-generating Phazon." Oh my god, Samus, you are a weird experiment, my girl. Uh, Samus is now having a nice and awesome suit. Obviously, so it is organic. It's attached to her as well. So the suit itself is changing, and we see a screenshot of the new suit. It looks pretty cool. I like the shoulder pieces now, and the torso having a different like grayish silver platinum color. And then she heads to the next screenshot. We see like it looks like this is the mastermind, this AI
yeah.
mother brain
This is
looking
the
thing.
actual Aurora unit. Yeah.
Yeah, the Aurora unit. And in the closed caption, it says, "During the attempted pirate invasion of Norian, it was confirmed that two nearby planets were similarly attacked. These planets are named Brio and Eliza.
Elysia.
Elysia, thank you. So obviously they were able to save one, Norian, but they were not able to save the other two. So my guess, we're gonna head there because they are completely infected with Phazon. And we see another screenshot of a more close-up image of the Aurora unit, and it says in the closed caption, "These leviathans have impacted and embedded themselves deep into each planet, spreading a virulent, what do you say that?
Yeah.
Virulent,
Virulent.
yeah, weird. Oh my gosh, I need to practice my English. Spreading a virulent Phazon carried inside their bodies." All right, so obviously what we saw in Metro Prime 1 and 2. So we head into one of the planets.
Yeah, this is
This
Brio.
guy.
It doesn't have a name tag, but I'll tell you this is Brio.
Okay, it looks like that the one of the statues here in Rio as we land. It looks like a big chunky chameleon. Imagine a chameleon that actually goes to the gym. That's what this statue looks like. And but it also reminded me for some reason of that hunters guy that had the rocks, the minerals coming out of him,
Spire.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So next screenshot, as we arrive, we are greeted by the ice guy, and you can see all the icicles from his power, and he also looks a bit different, obviously being embedded with the Phazon. And I'm guessing now is showing Samus all the cool abilities that he can do. Now he's more powered up, so look at all the big icicles that I can make. So in this next screenshot, it shows basically Samus kind of just being pushed back by a gigantic icicle that this guy is making. It's either he is making it to show off, or there's a building that showed up and he's attacking it. Or never mind. Or what the frick happened to him? Um, So I think it's a villain at the end of the day, and he tries to battle the villain, and unfortunately, the villain uses the guy's own power against it. And in this next screenshot, we see the ice guy actually being perforated by a big icicle through the chest, and obviously, this is not good news for the guy. And all we see in the next screenshot is a shadowy butterfly, well, no, like mosquito-like creature, with like a face of a visor. It almost looks like Dark Samus, but it doesn't have the same body shape or anything like that. But what's happening is this dark shadowy figure is dragging the dead body of the ice guy away. Now we need to save him. So we head into a temple-like structure. It looks like a big eye, and we see the big Buffy chameleon giants kind of on both sides of it, and they are lit up, so they are activated. In this next screenshot, wow, that is so cool.
Mhm.
In this next screenshot, we see like the king of the chameleon giants, and but this one, imagine a Megazord because he has like two big airplane propellers as shoulders and one big airplane propeller in the middle with a like big red button. I'm guessing that's where you hit it to actually kill it. Always hit the big red button. So this is Samus fighting one of the Phazom power corrupted gigantic lizards that we just saw at the beginning. Samus goes in, fights them off. This screenshot, the next screenshot is a bit interesting because on the left side we see a giant blue spark coming out, but on the right side, what seems to be is like a giant body. I'm guessing it's one of the chameleons, and my guess is the face on is coming out of the body of the chameleon. In this next, oh no, it's actually we are being eaten. That's what's happening. Um, in this next screenshot, what it looks like is we are in some sort of inside an organic being. My guess is that giant thing that we were fighting actually ate us, but we're actually able to go at the core of it and see what like a floating piece of Phazon, like crystallized Phazon. It seems like that's what is driving and actually controlling this thing. But given that we now are embodied with Phazon, we're able to extract it out. And with that, Samus is doing the badass picture that she does all the time. She just walks away as the background is being blown up. So this monster is being destroyed.
All right,
Uh,
so yeah,
yeah.
let's do a recap there. So yep, Samus wakes up a month later. The Galactic Federation has fitted her out with basically the same stuff that the Phazon enhanced soldiers you saw before were using. Now that her body is
Okay.
just self-generating it, so you actually get like a hyper mode you can go into and use Phazon. Um, and that's what like kind of the blue thing on her chest is it's sort of supposed to control the Phazon. So the Aurora unit tells her that we've got these two other planets. We've sent two of the other hunters to each of them, and then Gandreda was sent after the space pirates. And you head down to Brio, which is good call on the chameleon because it's inhabited by these lizard people as well as these giant golems that they use. Uh, the lizard people have a very interesting history that I don't have time to get into, but you can learn all about that if you play the game and go and do a bunch of the scanning. You run into Rundus, who hasn't made contact with the Galactic Federation in a while, and he just kind of leaves without saying anything. Then you encounter him later, and this is actually him attacking you with ice. So he just starts fighting you. Samus doesn't know why, but you fight him, and eventually he seems to lose control and get impaled by his own ice. And
Oh,
then this kind of dark Samus specter shows up and just sort of absorbs him, and he's gone. So the implication is that the Phazon ultimately corrupted him, and he lost his
yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Because he was
So
very peaceful. He's like
yeah,
he's the
no, he was
positive
he
guy.
was a chill dude. Yeah, he was a very friendly guy. Um, but yeah, you do some puzzles with the like activating these golems, and eventually you find yourself within the Leviathan itself, and there's this big, huge golem in there. And basically, what we kind of find out is that each of these Leviathans has a guardian. So like when these comets hit the planets, they embed themselves in, and they sort of like infect one particular denizen of that planet and force them to guard the interior of the Leviathan. So actually, looking back at the previous games, we know that Metroid Prime was that for Talon, and the Emperor Ing was that for Ether. And
Right, right.
this giant golem is the equivalent for Brio. So he's like the biggest golem that these lizard guys created. So you blow him up. Next screenshot's just him exploding, and all this Phazon kind of washes over Samus, and her infection gets worse, and she has to take off her helmet because she's just throwing up Phazon here, which you
Oh,
can't
okay.
really see that well, but yeah, she does that. But then she is able to destroy the core of the Leviathan, and that frees Brio of the Phazon infection, and that brings us to the next planet, Elysia.
Elysia is a bunch of like imagine kind of reminded me of the Star Wars land where it's all clouds and it's just a
Cloud
bunch of
City, yeah.
hovering.
It's
Yeah, Cloud
basically
City.
that same idea. Like it's a gas giant planet with a floating city,
Yeah,
man-made city, yeah, or
that's what it
maybe
seems like here.
bird-made city.
Yeah. So in this next screenshot, we go inside of one of the buildings and we see some like I'm guessing this is the giant robot that in Hulk form. We get to meet with it
Yeah. Well, this is
and
just
the
Gore's mech. Gore
the
himself
mech.
is
Okay.
not visible here.
Thor is in the next picture. He's now blue. He has a lot of blue resonating to him. Obviously, he got embodied with the face on, and in the closed caption it says the networks been severed. You have no chance of destroying the seed unless you restore the Aurora unit. Thank you for all the cheerful words. So we head a little bit further into the planet, and obviously it's corrupted. That we gotta have to fight the poor guy. That guy is being such an ass that he goes in and grabs our spaceship and shoves it. Like it literally just grabs our spaceship and just shoves it away. So this is the screenshot of it of the mech lifting our spaceship, being corrupted, and now Samus has to fight it. Uh, in the meantime, as it's fighting it, it loses control, just like it did with the blue guy, and it starts kind of smoking, and it's about to be destroyed. And this phantom Dark Samus comes in and tries to take it away. It leaves a Mega Man orb behind, though. What the heck is all that all about? We're about to find out. So in this next screenshot, we see a giant container with a spirit light in the middle and a bunch of other orbs around it too. So my guess is that that's part of the scheme of this planet. In order to just like we did in the Orc planet, with where all those monuments that you have to put together. So we head into the world itself, and we see a lot of containers, just like Metroids. Looks like Metroids.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know what these are, but imagine like very small Metroids, but not as gross yet. There is a bunch of incubation containers as Samus runs by. And as she heads further into the world, I'm guessing these are the actual inhabitants of this planet. They're not actually Metroids; they're Metroid looking. And as he heads into inside the Leviathan, the big meteor thingy, this is one of those big one of those Metroid looking aliens is inside a mech that has 4 arms, and this is I'm guessing this is the guardian of the center. Goes in, Samus literally touches it and it gets destroyed. That's what it looks like from this from this next
It is
screenshot.
a
Obviously
very
there's
good
probably
transition, yeah.
obviously there's a big boss battle here, but it just blows up. What is it with Samus and like looking away and looking all cool
Walking
as the
away from
thing's being destroyed?
explosions, yeah.
Yeah. As that's the next screenshot, by the way. She's walking away from the explosion.
Yeah, so
Um,
we'll quickly recap Elysia then. You were mostly right. So Elysia, again, very interesting history. This is like a research station built by the Chozo. Um,
oh, okay.
but they left it in the hands of these robots they created that have all started to become dysfunctional and kind of go mad. So that's what you end up fighting here. You find Gore. He has also gone kind of crazy. He throws your ship at you. But
Wow.
You do manage to
After
beat
all we've been
him.
through.
Dark Samus shows up and absorbs him. Samus tries to shoot Dark Samus here, but it doesn't do anything. Uh, he leaves behind the plasma beam, but I mostly have this shot here because it's you don't really get the sense without the initial part, but Samus like clenches her fist here because she's like
Mm.
clearly
Mm-hmm.
upset about the deaths of these other hunters. So because this is a Chozo place, they have an excuse to stick Metroids in here. These are actually Metroids. You go
Okay.
through a bit where like you walk past them, you do something in another room, and then all the lights go out, and you walk back into the room, and all the cages are shattered. So you get a little horror
Oh
segment
boy.
there.
Nice. I like it. That very Dead Spacey.
Yeah. And then this like protector of the Leviathan in Elysium is basically just another super advanced robot made by the Chozo. Samus blows it up and destroys this Leviathan as well. And then that brings us to this other new planet. Where could this be?
I don't know, but we're missing one the shape shifting alien. So and she went
Hmm.
after the space pirates. So she went. This is the planet where the space pirates went to, and it looks like it's been infected by Phazom too. So imagine a very dark, like greedy sunset, like that. They about to be something from the end of the world. Also having the Mario mushrooms, but in a very greedy environment. Well, in here, and also a big like big tree roots growing out of everywhere here. That's what this planet kind of looks like. It's called it's the Pirate Homeworld. Interesting. Okay, so we head into the Pirate's Homeworld. There is a horse-looking statue on the right side where it says the Pirate Homeworld. But I'm not gonna make too much of it. It is what it is. We head into their compound and we get a little piece of text here that says, "I was taken prisoner during the attack on Norian, but I managed to escape." I'm guessing that Samus is talking to the shape-shifting alien. And as we head into the compound, we meet with one of the Marines, and the Marine says here with a closed caption, "Samus, thanks the stars, it's you. I thought I was dead, man. I was a dead man. I think I can help you to get this to the seat." Obviously, it wasn't the shape-shifting person. It is one of the Marines. And my guess is the one that was powered by Phazon all this time. So they got captured during the Pirates raid. Now is able to be saved by Samus. Okay, screw you. I knew you were trouble. So in this next screenshot, as Samus heads into the door, this Marine grabs the gun and points it at her. I'm guessing the Phazon has been corrupting him as well, this Marine, and is about to shoot her in the back. But then, oh, never mind. It's actually the shapeshifting. I forget she's shapeshifting. Oh
Gets you
my
every
gosh.
time.
Every single time she gets me. Yes. Okay. So this is it's not the Marine that we talked about at the beginning. It's actually the shape shifting person and pretending to be that Marine. I'm guessing, and he's about to shoot Samus in the back, but then loses control, and all their shape shifting ability starts going out of like crazy, and we see like dark, purple lighting coming out of here, and she comes back into her normal body, which is wow. Now you can actually it's almost translucent. You can see the rib cage and organs inside of her, and
Yeah.
she also has the chess piece that the Federation
The
had before.
Phazon controller, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a closed caption that says, you should never trust strangers, Sammy." Oh yeah, she's the cool person. Um, as we head in, obviously we she's going crazy, so we gotta fight her, and this is Samus kind of. Well, can we see also through Samus? No, it doesn't look like it. I think she like now she has some purple lightning ability, so she's attacking Samus, loses control, dies, and then in the next screenshot we see, or again, Phantom Dark Samus coming in to absorb the body. Samus this time is like, well, I'm not even gonna try to shoot at you, like it doesn't do anything. So I'm just gonna look at you, stare at you, and give you let's have a staring contest. That's what it seems like here. In this next screenshot, we see Marine Admiral Dane coming with a bunch of Marines into the Pirate Homeworld, talking to Samus, finally reuniting, chatting about the recent events. And Samus gets to talk to one of the space pirates, which are now getting an upgrade. They're no longer look blue; they look yellow, like menacing. My guess is Dane is behind all of this. This Dane guy, I don't trust him. Um, so in this with this marine, the closed caption says, "The pirates have been already sent. The pirates have already sent reinforcement through the cargo line to protect the seed entrance. Expect heavy resistance. Obviously, we need to get the seed to unlock the whole Aurora unit." As we head closer, the Marines are kind of helping us out. At this point, Samus's suit is looking lit, by the way. I'm guessing she also absorbed more of the abilities that she got through the Phazom suit, but it's looking great. In this screenshot, we see Samus in the middle, being protected by the two Marines, but something is about to attack them, as you can see. Oh, wow. In this next screenshot, this looks cool. I really hope. Oh, yeah, I think it is. In this next screenshot, as we head into the Pirate Homeworld, obviously, it's being attacked by the Phazon meteor. And who else would it be the lieutenant of this Leviathan than Ridley? Maybe with this power, Ridley can actually win for once. Hey, look at this. This screenshot is actually pretty cool. If you got a chance, if you're just listening to me, go check out this screenshot. It's basically Samus on the lower right corner with Ridley like growling at her. Imagine like Ridley opening the mouth, and from its mouth, the skeleton is coming out of the mouth as well, and the skeleton has teeth. I don't know. It looks freaking sick. Obviously, Ridley doesn't win. We all know that.
Poor Ridley.
So in this next screenshot, we see Ridley literally spewing Phazon out of everywhere. Obviously, Samus won and is about to destroy the. We get the classic screenshot. Of course, we do.
Look at that suit, though. You see it really good here.
Sick. So yes, in this next screenshot, we get the classic shot of Samus walking away after there's an explosion in the background, clearing the Pirate's Homeworld from everything. But the suit is looking lit. The cannon, the gold cannon with the blue armor looks awesome.
All right, so let's do a quick recap of Pirate Homeworld. So yeah, Gandreda figured out the location of the Pirate Homeworld, sent that to the Galactic Federation. Samus goes in after. This planet's like covered by acid rain, so you have to like get a special upgrade to be able to move around outside without taking damage. The space pirates have this whole like you can kind of go through their logs and find out Dark Samus originally came here, and again they thought they were Samus and were trying to fight her. They thought they were like a menace, but eventually some of them started serving under Dark Samus because the space pirates are very easy to control, I guess. So I think they have some lore about like culling the non-believers eventually. They basically make a Dark Samus religion and end up serving under them, and that's why they've been trying to help spread Phazon throughout this whole game. You get a message from a soldier who's apparently was captured and escaped, so you go help them out. Turns out to be Gandreda, who attacks you. This scene of Samus, like with the purple glow, is actually Gandreda's death scene. She's like changing through all these forms as she's dying, and the final form she takes is Samus. So Samus has to watch herself die. Very good scene, yeah. Then, yeah, again, Dark Samus shows up. Samus is aware they can't do anything, but they're pissed. But at that point, Samus calls in the big guns. The Federation comes in to help out. They like you have to protect these bomb troopers as they blow up the doors to get you to the Leviathan, and you get kind of like this brief little like Halo type gameplay where you're going through with these helpers, and
nice.
You get into the Leviathan, and this is Omega Ridley, so he's fully like Phazon powered up. You can see the Phazon like coming out of his mouth even when he roars. But
sick screenshot.
He does still lose, and Samus destroys this Leviathan as well, and that brings us to the Valhalla, which, if you'll recall, is the ship that was originally attacked by the space pirates in order to infect the Aurora units.
Yeah, the Aurora unit. One of the Aurora units is probably gonna be the lieutenant of this thing. So yeah, we head there. We head to the Valhalla. We go in. It's literally like a floating spaceship. in the galaxy. I'm guessing just like Tony Stark was lost. Um, in this screenshot, we enter Valhalla. Next screenshot, we see a hologram of something, and the hologram, it looks like the Aurora unit, but
Hmm.
instead of being blue, it's yellow, and
Yeah.
it says sentient planet, which is the source of all Phazon. Oh wow, okay, so we're kind of getting to the source, the planet that all the Phazon is coming from. Um, oh okay, so wait, we got the seed from the pirate stuff, right? So
Yeah.
with the seed and actually being able to collect this, we're able to disinfect, like Mr. Clean, this Aurora unit, and able to find out the coordinates of the sentient planet, which is all the source of all the Phazon. So we deploy all forces. We go in there. This is a gigantic
Yeah.
blue planet that we're
So
getting into.
this planet is called Phase.
Phazon, get it? Huh?
Yeah.
Nice. We head in. It's a magic fleet coming into the planet. We're putting all forces. We need to stop this once and for all.
Hmm.
Samus goes in the next screenshot. We see the like her spaceship literally going through the atmosphere, crash. Not necessarily crashing down, but like really, really accelerating into the planet. She heads in. She gets out of her on the planet, and all of a sudden there's a big ring around her, a blue face on, and obviously she's kind of, it's organic. Her suit is organic. She's organic. So basically, she's able to. Well, as soon as she arrives, like the face on inside of her starts like interacting with the world. Oh wow, she's now fully like blue now. So as soon as we head in, we are obviously attacking all this, and of course, who do we see? We see Dark Samus, and we're about to fight it. But at this point, we're looking very close to Dark Samus here, because the blue face on is really acting up in our body. We're like super powered up, about to destroy Dark Samus. You think you can beat me now? Try using that electric beam. I dare you. This suit is lit. That's basically what Samus is doing in this screenshot. She's the screenshot, we see Dark Samus, Samus pointing the hand cannon at Dark Samus. And in this next screenshot, obviously Dark Samus lost. Wait, is that Dark Samus or Samus? I can't really tell anymore because of her blue, everything blue. But I think this is Samus. And we head into what seems to be the core of this planet. One really organic, gooey, looks like a big heart, but without any of the veins coming out of it, like they've been shut. And it has also some um, metallic things inside of it too. So my guess is this is the core of the Leviathan, or the core of the planet. In this next screenshot, we see either, again, I cannot tell, Samus or Dark Samus being powered up by the Phazon. I'm guessing this is Samus actually finally losing control of her abilities. She's been corrupted all this entire time. She's seen it with all her friends, and now it's happening to her too. As we face and try to destroy, we see that the planet is about to explode, but because of course at the end of every single Prime game we need to destroy everything. So they, what the frick? This is a nice transition. So Samus destroys the core, destroys Dark Samus, everything that is happening here. She heads out of the planet because of course it's about to explode, and then gives me the nicest thumbs up that
I
I ever
love
seen
this
in my life.
screenshot.
Like, why is there a thumbs up? I don't know. How did she get her face out of her? Who knows? Dark Samus absorbed it to try to become more powerful, and then Samus is like, "Huh, sucker! That's all I wanted you to do." Boom, blast you out of existence. That's what happens. Oh, and this next screenshot is actually pretty nice. We actually see Samus out of the helmet.
Yeah.
We see her luscious blonde hair on a ponytail. She has long hair. Wow, that's very long hair. And she's looking into the sunset as she finally got rid of all the Phazon in the universe. But did she though? God, we see what looks like her spaceship, but in metallic kind of.
Did you miss the screenshot before that, or?
Oh, I did actually.
Yeah.
I did. Sorry. We see Samus leaving the planet in the other screenshot, and with her spaceship. Why does her spaceship look like a giant, like her helmet, and then with wings?
I
It
think I
just
think
looks so
they were
weird.
both made by the Chozo, her ship and
Okay,
her
okay.
helmet.
Uh, but yeah, we see. But then, as she heads off the planet, like the spaceship is that it's starting to look a little bit like Phazon, you know, like something is corrupting her. So maybe this is like a little teaser that maybe we're not completely done with this. Because then we head into the best game in the series, Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Yep.
Should I end up Federation Force? There's literally one
There's only
screenshot for
one
Federation
screenshot,
Force.
so yeah, just finish your story.
I don't even know what to say about this. We see that the Metroid are back. That's all we know. This is what's leading back. Is like Samus. I know you had a lot of problem with this Phazon and this Dark Samus and all this sort of stuff, but remember that we have 3 other games in the main series to actually go to. So Metroid are a thing, and that's what the Federation Force is gonna tell you about.
All right, so yeah, let's rewind. So this the GFS Valhalla. This is actually a place you can go to a lot earlier. This is actually the artifact hunt for Prime 3 is you get these batteries basically that will open up doors that let you go further and further into the ruins of the GFS Valhalla, but you can kind of collect them and progress this part throughout the game. This is my favorite artifact hunt by far of any of the games. It's it's so much better, and you don't even need all of them to get the information you need. Basically, you just need to get far enough in to get this log from the Aurora unit that they left before they got corrupted, telling you about Phase and where to find it. So then, yeah, the Galactic Federation does their all-out assault. Samus goes in. As soon as she touches the planet, she becomes fully corrupted, and there's a very good moment of gameplay where if you try to use your ship, you get a message that your ship no longer recognizes you as Samus because you have been
Ooh.
100% corrupted. So she goes and fights Dark Samus. Um, this next screen is actually the Aurora unit that they took from the Valhalla. So this is phase 2 of the battle.
Oh,
Dark Samus like basically hops up on this thing and it flies around and fights you. So you're kind of fighting like an almost Mother Brain plus Dark Samus at the same time, and that's the big final battle. Uh, you kill Dark Samus, and this is her kind of exploding at the end,
okay.
and that's like it wipes out like this explosion washes over you, and it like wipes out all the Phazon within Samus's system. When the planet explodes, it does the same, wiping out Phazon across the entire universe, which
But how do you get into your
neatly
ship?
uh,
Like, how does she escape if you cannot like the Phazon? Like, technically, the explosion is the one that wipes it out.
well, so Samus's Phazon gets wiped out with the explosion of Dark Samus, and then the rest of the
Okay,
Phazon gets wiped out with the explosion of the planet.
of course, because
So,
rules,
yeah,
right?
it's very, very convenient, but yeah, basically this means Phazon is completely done with. Uh, we destroyed this living planet. I didn't get to show much of the planet itself, but this is a very creepy planet with like mouth doors and just grossness. It's horrifying, but yeah, Samus heads back to Elysia, and we get a scene of just her reflecting, thinking about all the hunters before flying away. And as her ship flies off, we see another ship go into the screen and fly after her. And
Oh,
this ship, I didn't get a screenshot of it because it was bad and on the DS, but this ship is actually the ship of Psylux from Metroid Prime
oh,
Hunters.
from hunters.
And then also in
But
Federation Force, there's a mission where you have to get a Metroid egg for the Federation. And then the final post credits cutscene of the game is this figure who again is believed to be Psylux coming to steal the Metroid.
wasn't Psylux absorbed by that thing?
So all the hunters actually survive at the end of Metroid
Oh,
Prime
okay.
Hunters, and Psylux was the one that we kind of knew nothing about, other than that they stole their suit from the Federation. But yeah, we've had
Oh,
two
okay.
games now that ended with teases of Psylux having some bigger role, and that's why I had to include hunters. That's the only reason.
I see. I see.
But yeah,
But
that that does it for Prime.
what a
That was a long
journey
one.
that we just went through. Oh, but it was enjoyable. Okay, we finally got through all of it. I feel like the ending is a little bit anticlimactic, based on the screenshots though. Like
Yeah,
when you go
I
into
kind of
the
rushed it, but I
okay,
love
okay,
Prime 3. I think Prime 3 is a fantastic conclusion to the Prime series.
yeah, that's good.
Uh, yeah, it's great.
This I'm telling you, I'm loving all the suits that I'm seeing in all this Prime games. Like they just get better. We got the dark Samus, well, like black Samus, and then like light Samus in the
Yeah,
other one. That look pretty
and
cool.
then the like
And
whole
then this
Phazon corrupted Samus. Yeah,
those are awesome. But then, all right, man, thank you for putting this together, and I hope everybody at home, on your car, on your way to work, or wherever you're listening to this, actually enjoyed this as well. Remember, Metroid Dread is coming out pretty soon. That is actually a sequel to Metroid 4, not Prime. Prime 4 is coming out in 2045, around there, just give or take. So I hope you enjoyed that journey with us. We still have one Metroid game to get through before we conclude this off-script series, and that is
the infamous Other M.
thank you, thank you.
I'm looking
That's a
forward to
that
that.
Yeah. So we're gonna be doing that to finalize this whole off-script um, series in regards to Metroid. Of course, let us know which other series you would like us to do. Especially, we'll figure out if one of us have actually played it while the other one doesn't, so we can go through it and enjoy a good time together. And as we recap some of the stories that we have gone through. Remember, you can catch this episode on any podcast service, including Spotify. If you like what you heard, please give us a star rating on the iTunes. It will really help us a lot with visibility with other people, so we can help share the stories with everybody else. And if you want to follow along with all the screenshots that Matt so diligently put together, make sure to check out the actual video from the YouTube, or even just check out the descriptions with all the slideshows so you can see everything that was put together here. Other than that, remember we have our other podcast shows, including the when we talked about our more informal chat about video games, everything that we've been playing, as well as our postmortems of things that we have been playing together, and really dive deep into one video game there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do one when we actually go to Metroid Dread, because I'm pretty sure both of us are gonna play that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But other than that, I hope everybody had a fun time. And I'll check. And Matt, any final thoughts before we leave?
Bye.
This has been Off Script, Metroid Prime 3 plus Hunters plus one slide of Federations. Signing off.